Alright, let's do a quick little review of solving inequalities. I want you to have this video in case you need it to help you with your homework. So notice I have two inequalities up here. They're very much like an equation. I'm going to use the same steps. The only difference is I have an inequality symbol. Okay? So let's look at both sides. Notice I have 2x plus 4 is less than 6, or I have on this side negative 2x plus 4 is less than 6. So let's start with this side. Notice my steps are exactly the same, so I can ignore that inequality. I'm going to do the same thing first. I'm going to start on the side with the variable. I'm going to deal with the addition or subtraction by doing the inverse operation, and then my last step is going to be to divide. So I notice I have plus 4 on this side, so I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. Simplifies to 0, so I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to bring my 2x down, bring my inequality symbol down, and then 6 minus 4 is 2. This is 2 times x, so I'm going to do the inverse operation. I'm going to divide both sides by the number in front of x. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. That simplifies to 1, so what I'm left with is x is less than 1. So the exact same steps as when I solve an equation. The only difference is as an equality symbol. So I have more than one solution. Whatever x is going to be any number that is less than 1 that would be my solution. So if I were to graph it on a number line, I would shade every number that is less than 1 and I'd have an open circle on 1. You guys remember that. But let's look at this side. There is one golden rule with inequalities that makes it different than when I solve a regular equation. So I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to deal with my addition or subtraction. I notice it's plus 4, so I'm going to do the inverse operation. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. Simplifies to 0. I bring this down. Bring down my inequality. 6 minus 4 is 2. Now here's why I have to apply my golden rule. If I divide or multiply by a negative number on my last step, I have to flip the inequality symbol. So I notice that I'm dividing by negative 2. When I divide or multiply on an inequality, I have to flip the inequality symbol. This still simplifies to x. 2 divided by negative 2 is a negative 1. Notice it was less than, well, because I divided by a negative, I have to flip that inequality symbol. So it's going to change from being less than to greater than. So x is greater than negative 1. So the steps are the same as solving a two-step equation. The only thing you have to remember is if I divide or multiply on my last step by a negative number, I have to flip the inequality symbol.